Hi guys, my name is Jake. Welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we've got a neck knife. This is Steel Will's Druid 282. Yeah. A neck knife, skeleton style knife, and really deep choil there for your finger. Very secure hold on this drop point high flat grind knife. It's a light knife, very thin, easy to put under your shirt without it printing at all. For those of you who are new to the knives and you don't know much about guns either, printing is when you're doing a concealed carry and you're hiding it under your clothes, and printing means how visible it is from the outside, somebody else seeing if they can see that you're wearing a gun or a knife on your person. If it doesn't print, that means it's hidden well. If it prints, that means it's not hidden well. We've got a rounded spine here. Everything's nicely rounded except for the business part right there. And I've been playing with this thing for off and on for a couple of weeks. And this is definitely more like what a number of you are expecting for a neck knife. I don't have much expectations for a neck knife. By that, I mean, I don't think a neck knife has to be a very specific type of knife. It doesn't have to meet very certain criteria. For me, it's a neck knife if you wear it around your neck. Then it's a neck knife. And I don't think there's a right or wrong way to have a neck knife or what a neck knife is supposed to look like. So let's get this thing to the tabletop and get the full review of the Steel Will Druid 282 coming at you right now. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is that it comes in a very nice box. I can't show the whole thing on here, but it's a nice box. Steel Will. It's one of those sleeves over a package. Inside, the knife is held in place using Velcro straps. I don't have them with me right here, but I really like that because I hate having either zip ties that I have to cut or twist ties that I have to untwist. Twist ties are ugly, and so you've got nice little Velcro straps, and you can reuse those for all kinds of other things later on. I just can't find it right now, but that's really nice that it's on there with Velcro straps. You get your Steel Will documentation. You get your build info, the inspection date. So the inspection date's probably the same day. So this one's been sitting around since the middle of summer in 2015, waiting for me to get it. And of course, there's that California warning. So I like the packaging. The packaging is especially good if you're buying a gift for somebody, because you like to have a good presentation of the gift. So, and of course for yourself, it's not bad either. Now let me turn some more light on here. So what you get is, you get the knife, 9CR18 MOV stainless steel, which all the Druid knives by Steel Will are. You get a nice Kydex sheath. The retention on here is quite good. And let's get a little closer look at this thing. The sheath is well built. And you could turn this into a pocket knife if you want to, by putting on like a tech lock system or some other system to hold the sheath in place and wear it, either, in the small of your back, horizontally, scout style, or just on your belt vertically, or all kinds of different ways that you could use it. It comes with this chain here. I call them bathroom chain. But what's good about this one is it's got this sort of gray gun smoke kind of color, which is kind of nice. But it's very small rings. This thing's probably around 20-pound test, so pull strength before it snaps apart isn't too terribly high. But that's just fine because it can certainly hold the knife, no problem. And it can certainly allow the knife to be pulled out of the sheath easily enough. And that's no problem at all. And yeah, I got a minor cut on my thumb. It's just that I want it, this is very shortly after I cut myself. And I don't want that cut I want the cut to be held tight, closed for the first, 24 hours or whatever, so that it'll start fixing itself more quickly. So that's why I've really got it bound up, because we use our thumbs an awful lot, and that makes Band-Aids come off so easily. So it's not as dramatic as all that. So there you go. I like the sheath. The retention's quite good. It's made to come in like this and snap. And some people might wonder, as you can see the little bump right there, why wouldn't they just make it so that the sheath goes up to there, so it goes into place, and so you just take off this top part? Well, if you did that, if you had a sheath that did that, can you imagine it's like this? Now you've got this hooks pulling out, and it can get snagged on things. So that's why they made it come up to there. That's a wise design like that. So I like the sheath. Well done, good retention, very lightweight, works quite well. Now for the blade itself. As I said, it's part of the Druid line. This is the 282. Within the Druid line, there is a series of these skeletonized kind of neck knife style blades. 281, 282, and 283. The 282 is the middle size, and that's why I got it. I think I would probably, now that I've got this one, I think I would like the 283 better. The 283, it's got a slightly larger blade and a better, larger handle for my personal tastes. But if you want something really small, the 281 is another choice that you can look into. So the reason I like the 283 is because we've got a fuller handle. I can get a good 2-finger grip here and a thumb if I just stay on the outside of the knife. And that's a good enough grip for most kinds of cuts. Certainly if you put your middle finger in that choil and come back, now you've got a great knife for doing delicate cutting. You've got a very secure grip this way. And it's very easy to control this knife if you've got it in that kind of hold. Or you can just pull up even further and do a pinch grip like that. A good basic grip. For doing basic kinds of tasks, that's just fine. If you are going to use it, to defend yourself, then you definitely would do better with something else, something a bit bigger in the handle. Certainly it's better than nothing. It feels okay in the hand. The way the sheath is made, you can't do a very good paracord wrap because, it's covered up to here and all you've got is that, well, you've got that exposed. But if you went anywhere past these edges right here, you wouldn't be able to get it into the sheath. So no, this isn't a good candidate for wrapping. Now let's talk about the blade design. We've got a drop point here, nice belly on this blade, decent flat section. Sharpener's choil is just like it should be on a knife like this. And this high saber grind, or not quite full flat grind, has been done very, very well. Let's get it a little closer to the camera here. As you can see, it's a nice satin polish on there. It looks quite good. The corners here, they're not abrupt, they're not sharp. It's a nice soft kind of flowing design, both with the blade and with these grind lines here. And of course in the handle, very, very flowing, very good. And, a decent blade for a lot of EDC type tasks. And by the way, tell me what you think of this background. Dave, the same guy who helps me out with shipping my knives to me from the United States, was making some of these backgrounds for me. And if you like this idea, let me know and tell me how you'd like it changed, or if it's great the same, or all those kinds of things. Just tell me whatever. It's time now to go over all the dimensions and everything. We've got 9CR18 MOV steel. It's got a Rockwell of around 5960. It's a really good Chinese steel. I don't mind the Chinese steels at all. And now let's go over the dimensions and everything. The blade length and the cutting edge length, let's just call it the same thing on this kind of knife. 2.96 centimeters, so basically 7 centimeters, and 2.74 inches, basically 2 3/4 inches. So that's quite good. Very usable size. Let's talk about the handle now. The handle thickness and the blade thickness, hey, that's the same thing on this knife. 2 1/4 millimeters, which is 0.128 inches. Now the blade depth. The blade depth is 2.92 centimeters, 1.15 inches, and I measured actually about an inch up from the sharpener's choil. That's the most used place on most knives. And now for the thickness behind the grind. It's 0.65 millimeters, a little stout, that's 0.0255 inches. So not bad. Oh, I didn't measure the grind angle yet. I'll go back, measure the grind angle, and put that information on the screen right up here. The grind angle on each side is right there. My target for this kind of knife is 20 degrees per side. So you can tell how close it is depending on what I said we've got on here. Now let's go to the handle. What am I calling the handle length? Well, it's sort of a rough estimate because where do you measure from exactly? It's kind of estimate. 7.6 centimeters, 3 inches. So 2 3/4 and 3 inches there. 7.6 and 7 centimeters. So not bad at all. The handle depth, this dimension right here is 3.3 centimeters, 1.3 inches. The total length of this knife from tip to tail, 14.83 centimeters, 5.84 inches. So less than 6 inches. The balance point on this knife is right around the center of the knife, right there. Not bad for what you have. The weight of this knife is 51 grams, which is 1.85 ounces. You add the sheath in, and now it is 72 grams, 2.55 ounces. So it's a nice light thing that you can wear around your neck. Easy to carry, just enough knife there to remember that you've got it on, and very, very usable for a whole lot of tasks. Nice quiet deployment. Well, let's see how loud is this deployment. Let's see. Putting it in. So yeah, not bad at all. I like this knife quite a lot. What are the pros and cons on this thing? Well, I like that this line comes in 3 different sizes. That's really good. So you get to choose if you want this 282 or if you want one that's a little smaller or a little bit bigger. And the rest of the information on it is fairly the same, except for the larger one has got more of a Bowie style blade, like a clip point instead of a drop point. The steel choice is fairly good. I've got no complaints there. I don't got any super praises for the steel choice, but it's not bad either. It cuts quite well. It's not too hard to control. One of the cons is I really think that for my size hands, I really need the bigger knife. I can't get a super comfortable grip on this. So you want to know my hand size compared to yours. Mine are men's, right between large and extra large. In Western sizes. In European sizes, that's between 10 and 11. So you know your hand size, compare it to that, and then decide if you want to get the smaller one, this one, or the bigger one. If you want this style knife, of course. I've got links down below to make it easy for you to buy it. Some of the links are just for stores where it's cheapest, like the Canadian links are for Blades Canada, so I don't get any commission there. If you use the Amazon links, I do get a tiny bit of a commission. Amazon United Kingdom doesn't have these Druids, and so I found the 282 at Knives and Tools. So I've got that link down below. You can check out your own local knife stores or the online stores for your country, and hopefully you can find the Druid. Now, the Druid is a huge line of knives that Steel Will has. A lot of fixed blade knives with these rubberized handles and all different sizes of blades as well, all in that Druid line. And the big similarity between all those knives is they use the 9CR18 MOV stainless steel. So there you go. That's the majority of the information about this knife. It's a relatively decent knife. I don't mind having it, but to me, it's nothing extra special. By the way, my email and all those other links, all the information about this channel are down below in the description. Click on that, and you can see all that information. I got loads of information down there. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Thanks for liking this video, sharing it with your friends, commenting. Let me know what you think of this thing. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. Wah, wah, wah.